found this blower sitting out at somebody's curb with their trash, took it home, tried to start it, wouldn't start, took it apart, found out that the carburetor was all clogged up. I cleaned it, rebuilt it, and I'll show you how I did it. Let's get started. Pull the air filter and cover off, which releases the carburetor, and we're ready to go to work. It's a little gummed up there. The diaphragm looks good. It's not stiff or anything. Looks good. And clean this up. Check the reed valve. You can see that's gummed up in there from gas sitting in there. So we'll just clean that up. Blow out all the ports. The reed valve looks good. So we'll just blow this out, clean it up, put it back together. There's a little screen filter in here. You want to make sure to clean that up too. Take our compressed air. Nice and clean. You could do this job without compressed air. I have it, so I'm using it. The reed valve, gasket back on. I think I'm going to go ahead and take that needle valve out since I see that gummed up there. That little port might be gummed up. Now when you do this, there's a spring underneath here, so I'm going to keep my finger on here so I don't lose the spring. And the needle valve is right here. We'll pull that out, clean this up. Very common problem. People use their equipment. They might even drain their fuel, or they'll put stable in or something, but you need to start your equipment and run it out of the carburetor. It's a needle valve and the spring. Since we've got this all apart, might as well take out the high and the low. You can see there's an L there and an H here. Fuel adjustment screws. And I'll just shoot some carburetor cleaner in there. But before you take these out, assuming it was running well before it got gummed up, what I do is I turn this clockwise and see where they're adjusted to. So I'm going to turn this high in. There's half a turn. One turn. One exact turn. So now I can take it out. And I know where it was set. Now typically in the factory, they set these at 1.5 and you can get it started there. And the low side is half a turn, one turn, exactly one turn. So they're both the same. see it blowing through here? You can see down in there, I don't know if you can see, but it's really clean down in there now. We'll put it back together. There's bottom. I'll come back half a turn, one turn. Same thing with the high side. Turn it all the way down. Half a turn, one turn. Put the spring in. Sets in that pocket there. And put the needle valve back in. Make sure it's not gummed up. Now the head of that fits underneath that fork. The head fits underneath the fork. And then this little nub right here, that's what sets in the spring and holds that in place. So we'll drop this in. And that spring is sitting in that little nub there. Hold that down with my finger. Drop the set screw back in. I turn it counterclockwise till it clicks and I know the threads aren't going to cross. Tighten that down. Should be all set there. There's a little breather on the back of this diaphragm plate and it's a little gummed up, so I'm going to clean that. I'll put the diaphragm and the cover back on. There's two little nubs on here and two screws. So you can't really get it wrong because those nubs have to fit in the holes. And of course the screws go in the screw holes. So I've got the screw holes lined up and that's not locking into place. So I got it upside down. Turn it the other way, it locked in. All set. Drop the screws back in and screw it down. Got to pull this throttle back just a touch. The throttle adjustment screws there, or slide it in, just so you can get it locked in there. Put the screws in. We're ready to put it back together. Hook the throttle up and the fuel line. Choke on. Choke off. I'll warm it up and adjust the carburetor. We'll do the low side first, and the low side is always closest to the engine. If this video was a help to you, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, and I look forward to helping you with other projects